Introduce you to a cute little game called Wildlife Park. Um, it's not a fast-paced hyper game, but I really enjoy it. So, you know, gonna share it with you. I'm just gonna do free play. Pick the map in not Germany. That one's not big enough. Where's the really big one? It's a very large size. Don't want to do the desert. Maybe China? Okay, we'll do China. Okay, now this is free play mode. There's also a mode where there are missions. But I thought for a gameplay video, we'd just do free play and show you how the game works. Okay, first off, I do not like having hills in my maps because not all of the animals in your little wildlife park / zoo want to be on hilly ground, and you can always pull it back up. And plus, I always like to use this back corner for the little buildings where, they basically produce food and water for all the animals, because you do have to have that being produced so that your animals have something to eat. They can starve to death. It really is like a zoo scenario. You have to make sure every animal has the right temperatures and the right environment, the right enrichment. So it's really cool in that respect. And in free play mode like this, everything's unlocked. So go to staff and production facilities. First of all, we're gonna put down a little greenhouse and set that going. Different animals eat different things, so we're just going to start producing all the different foods: bamboo, grain, forage, which is like, grass and hay, vegetables, fruit. And then obviously we're not just going to have vegetarian animals, herbivores as the word would be. So put down a little poultry farm, which for some reason makes red meat instead of chicken, but hey, I don't question it. I just smile and nod. And then also some of the omnivorous or carnivorous animals also like fish. So some fish, and all the animals are going to need water, just like all the people need water. So we're going to put 2 water towers and start production on those. And in free play, you get quite a lot of money to work with, so that's not something we really have to worry about right now. Like, the fact that all costs. So let's find the corner of our park. Okay, so there's the corner. I like to put the gate somewhere kind of around the middle. So I like to put my first exhibit next to the gate. You want to build up a fence and make sure there's enough room for the animals to walk around and do stuff. And you can also, as the game goes on, sell animals because they will breed if you have male and female ones. Some are more expensive than others. Just start off with, you'll notice it says pet next to goat. Some animals can be petting zoo animals. So we want to put, first of all, we want to get an animal keeper. Put this about here, so that that keeper will get to the gates on every enclosure in this area. Now there's a nice gate for the keeper. This is a gate for visitors to come in and pet the goats. Now see, the goats have little unhappy faces, so there are some things they want. Now they say they're doing well now, but they're going to want some stuff. First of all, you always want to give them something to drink out of. The goats, you can also, just for the record, check the little helpful information, and it'll tell you what they want to eat, what they want to drink, what they want to do for activity. So we'll make sure our goats have minerals. And what do they want to do to play? Okay, they just, as long as they have room, they're good. So the goats are fairly simple. And we'll move on and see what else we want to add. How about some, well, they're called turtles, but they look like Galapagos tortoises, as far as my experience goes. Get a couple quote-unquote turtles here. Ooh, I forgot to give the goats a shelter. Every animal should have a shelter of some sort so they can get out of the weather. Just give the goats a little run in there. Now that I have a couple animals to work with here, put down an entrance gate, start making me some money. Whoopsies, that didn't work. Yeah, we'll have people enter from inside the goat enclosure. That's not confusing at all. There we go. You know, visitors always want to have a path to walk on. So we want to flatten that out. Most people don't want to hike up and down hills any more than the animals do, so we got one person. And I don't really worry about the happiness of the people so much right away in the beginning of the game as I do about the happiness of the animals, because, you know, you can always add stuff to make the people happy. I mean, you want to put some of the important stuff, like, you know, make sure there's a bathroom, and always put a donation bin so people can donate money to the zoo, which, so far as I can tell, they don't, but worth a try. Some little snack stands. And the people will sort of sit there and make grumpy faces and tell you that they want, you know, this, that, and the other, or, like, you know, places to watch from and stuff. But it's just, you know, kind of make them deal with it a little until you've got all your animals settled and happy. And with the petting zoo animals, you also can put a little feeder thing so that people can feed the animals. Put a couple gates in here so we can have care for the tortoises. I'm really not sure why this guy isn't actually doing anything. But hey. Just so the goats don't eat all the grass, we're going to give them a forage bin. Now, let's see what the turtles want. Turtles want some fruit. There's some fruit. You want to wallow around in the mud. You can select different ground textures. So here's some mud. Drop that under him. Let's see. They're going to need water. And give them a underground cave to chill out in for when it rains. This little guy will slowly move out of the way. There we go. So, what else? You also want forage. Give you a large feeding facility. There we've got two nice little exhibits. All the animals are going to look kind of mad because... Oh, why is this guy so unhappy? You would like to eat fruit? Well, why don't you go over by the fruit, silly Billy? Oh, poor little turtle. I'm just gonna build this up a little more, keep adding exhibits. Okay, we have added quite a bit to the zoo here. Little grevy zebras, and this might just look like a pond, but if you zoom in, you can see we have a nice little herd, or whatever it would be called, of octopuses, octopi, whatever. And you can see we have quite a few bunnies going on over here, and they are not done breeding, let me tell you. The moose are happy. Got some chimps. Now this little thing, the little bell and the little drum, these are training facilities, so we hired an animal trainer, and I forget what building he comes out of. Oh, there he is. Okay, he's not actually doing anything. We have... oh, the crocodiles want to be trained too. Okay, we'll give them a little platform to train, and we have some eggs. The giraffes are doing good. Zebras over here, and a lot of zebra poop. And no food, so I think we might want to add another keeper to actually take care of that. So the ostriches are a little upset because they have bred like crazy things. So we are going to down the population a little here again. So that's a female, it's a male, female, male. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep those 4 youngest, and then we're going to sell the rest, which makes us money and keeps us from getting overpopulated. Okay, now that we have our ostrich herd down to a manageable number, now it's time to work on trying to make the people happy. So let's switch over to that little menu. Wow, we only have 4 visitors. So this person would like more decorations, which I haven't added any, so yeah, I can accept that that is something we need to work on. That's not gonna fit there. Put a little Chinese lantern there. I mean, it generally pleases people if you just kind of throw some decorations around here and there. A lot of them aren't even too particular. We'll put an Easter Island statue. No, we won't, because there's not space. We'll put it over here by the octopus land, such as it is. Not sure what that's supposed to be a statue of. This path is eventually going to loop around so people can get back near the entrance. But for now, we're just going to stretch it to follow where the rest of the animals are. Come on. There we go. We'll leave the path there. This fellow wants a nice view to observe. Now, there are a couple different options for watching things. You can put in a tower. People can get up there and get a view. I better do something about the fact that this poor vet is walks out into the octopus enclosure. Sorry, that was an attempt to not sneeze that failed miserably. Let's see here. So we put up a tower to observe and no one's using it. Okay, sure. Again, people, baffling. See, we'll, let's see, what is the problem here? Well, people want to watch things. We will add an aviary. A fancy term meaning birdhouse. I'm not sure if this is on a hill or what is going on with it. No, it's just a hill in front of it. So smooth that out a little. Start a little path at the entryway that goes over here. People always wanting a view to observe. Calm your chesticles, folks. I'm gonna make a nice cool water enclosure here. And this is gonna be extra cool because it's gonna have a tunnel going through it. So we want to add the really tall water pumps. Okay, well that's pretty decent for the moment. Close this because we're not worried about the humans. But what we can do here, start tossing in little bunches of fish. Now these guys don't actually give moods or seem to require any kind of care whatsoever. There's a random school of fish now. Oh, we get news up in the top corner. We have a pregnant octopus. Good to know. You always want to put down seafood in one of these enclosures because things in it are going to eat seafood. There we go. Some littler kinds around. Adds to the atmosphere. I don't know what these little schools of fish eat. I think they just exist. One of those weird little things about this game. But, okay, now back to animals to see what fun things we want to put in here. Gold mackerels. What do we want for here? They eat fish, so we're going to want to add a fish platform. We are going to have to do a little more terrain editing here. Let's see, turn the camera a little, see what we got going on here. Okay, so that's gonna surge a little wave up here, but that's okay. We just want to be able to have our keepers walk down, which sometimes they're like, no, that's too steep, I'm not doing that. So then you kind of have to work with them a little bit. Whoa, that was a little deeper than I meant to go. Okay, there we go. Come over this side a little bit. At this point, I just have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm just kind of going with it. So, we'll have a fish feeding station, which I'm not going to be able to put down right, because I am at totally the wrong angle. Go me. So, we'll start it here. I'll just go out here into the water. and then we'll just start putting things in and hoping they don't eat each other. What do the turtles eat? Seafood. So we're going to have some nice little aquatic turtles. We'll start with just one, a female for 2. So we've made a nice little aquatic exhibit here. There's a tunnel going through it for people to go check things out. Sorry about the frowny face on some of these guys, but some were complaining that they didn't like the weather. It is raining. They are fish. They are underwater. Feel free to try and figure that one out, because I have no idea. So we have all kinds of little fishies and things going on in here. Little schools of fish, big fish, sea turtles, and leatherback sea turtles. Which, I would like to mate now. I have a feeling we're going to be getting more sea turtles. So, that's cool. That's always good. So, there we go. Oh, are you going in or out? You're going out. So we'll just build a little path here to get you back to the main area, which seems to be farther away than I thought. Hello? Hey, hello. Oh, there we go. But yeah, with this game, the big thing is you want to provide variety for the people and take care of the needs of the animals. The people are just kind of grumpy no matter what you do. So, and let's see. Well, if you want more fish, go over by the feeding platform, genius. How are you starving? There's fish right there. You are not a very smart fish, are you? Anyway. So we're doing good here, and I'm gonna have to go take care of my overpopulated turtles. But yeah, that is Wildlife Park 2. And it's a fun little game, you know, if you just want to fool around and spend some time. No. How were you injured, you idiot? Anyway, but if you just want to have a, relaxing little game and have a good time and just be a zookeeper, hey, worth a shot. So this is Lady Vader, and have a good one.